Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today we are going to take a look at Chapter 16 of Doron Dororon. And we get another look at this core mystery about Doron Kusanagi that the creator has been building up from the very beginning. But before we get into that, there will be spoilers in this. There will be a slight spoiler-free section, which will be very short, and then a spoilery section afterwards. This chapter is a solid action and world-building chapter. It raises some really curious questions about the main characters and how they interact with each other and what effect they have on their world. And it raises some pretty serious questions about the Mononoke themselves. How do these Mononoke interact with the world? What is their role in this world? Where did they come from? And what is their natural state, as it were? Because we get a glimpse at the Mononoke's psychology and possibly at their physiology, and it makes you wonder. And that's a very good thing if the story can raise questions without befuddling you. That to the side, let's focus on the spoilers now. All right, so if you don't want any spoilers, you can click away now. Hit those links below the video to check out my books. Humans Are Weird. I have the data, and Humans Are Weird. We took a vote. Short stories of human absurdity to keep you chuckling. All right, now spoilers. What is with the special supernatural energy that's shared between Kusanagi and Dora? First, we have the kind of core mystery of Dora. Why does he have zero supernatural energy? And how is he so strong despite that? We've had that raised multiple times that there is something odd, something special about Dora. Maybe it's because he was stabbed by that spider Mononoke that got so brutally murdered back in the day. Maybe the stab from that paralytic spine caused his supernatural energy to be suppressed, or maybe that gave him some immunity to supernatural energy. Then we have, why is Kusanagi able to generate supernatural energy that does not harm a human? Or would Kusanagi's supernatural energy harm any human other than Dora, any human who doesn't have this suppressed or super low-grade supernatural energy? We don't know. That's a mystery that the story still hasn't revealed to us. Now, in this chapter, we have an experienced samurai analyzing their supernatural energy during a fight and commenting on that the fact that their supernatural energy is bizarrely comforting. Now, it was kind of awkwardly placed in there, and that kind of raises us with the main issue with this chapter. I won't call it a problem because it might simply be an artifact of the fact that this is aimed at a younger audience, an audience that doesn't pick up on extremely subtle clues. Sometimes when you're doing a story aimed at a younger audience, you have to tell as well as show. And in this situation, there was no other way to describe comforting sensation other than to tell it, at least not that I could figure out. But anyway, yeah, this manga does tend to tell more than show, and that might be something that we just need to wait for the author to iron out as the mangaka matures. But we have that incredibly perky samurai character noting that there was something different about the supernatural energy that was shared between Kusanagi and Dora. And whether that's an element caused by Kusanagi having never eaten human flesh, whether that's an element of the supernatural energy being shared by Dora, we don't know. Beyond that, we get an interesting look at the psychology of the Mononoke. These Mononoke, even these highly intelligent ones, have very, very little self-control. In fact, the only Mononoke that seems to have sufficient self-control to plan, to plot, to think, is the telepath that's controlling them and ordering them around. And that telepath is literally reading the minds of all of the Mononoke during this fight scene to keep them under control, to check them when they go crazy. And we even with the smaller, less berserk type Mononoke, we see that. So this is very interesting. Does a Mononoke in its natural state have the self-control to be a reasonable thinking being? We've seen several Mononoke that can talk, but they all seem to be at the at the mercy of their baser urges, and thought and reason is just an icing on the cake that allows them to indulge those urges more effectively. We also get a hint that human flesh or human blood is what allows them to think more rationally. This is a fairly common trope that without eating human flesh, these Mononoke or yokai go crazy and are unable to sustain their intelligence. But again, we see we see Kusanagi, who is able to maintain intelligence, reason, and compassion, and a high level of reason and a high level of self-control without eating human flesh. So that's a curious conundrum there, and I look forward to seeing the mangaka develop it more. So that was chapter 16 of Doron Dororon. We get a peek at Mononoke psychology. We get a peek at the weird mystery that is Dora's interaction with supernatural energy, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter. Peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans are weird. We took a vote, and humans are weird. I have the data. 2 books in a series of human absurdity. Go check out these short story collections. What will our little green friends think of us when we finally do make it to space? Find out the answer in 2 books of human absurdity. Humans are weird, we took a vote, and humans are weird, I have the data. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Google Play.